Welcome one, welcome all. Let's pop on over to Nyam. Let's pop on over to Nyam. Welcome one, welcome all to Crypto and Chill, part of the Node network or the Node network. I don't know why we called it a channel. We got like 8 channels that are part of the Node. The Node is where they all come together. Welcome. How's it going, brother?
Doing good, man. I saw
Oh,
that. Oh,
you
Zach
fucking Zach Nasty.
Nasty.
What up, you
Oh
dirty,
shit!
dirty mother lover? All
He
right.
found his
I'm
way
sorry.
here.
You were saying before I got distracted by the nasty.
No, I was like, damn, where's Zach Nasty been? I haven't seen him in a minute.
I know, right?
Shit. No, I've been pretty chill, man. Just getting ready to start work next week, and yeah, looking at some of that property you were showing me
You're
in
gonna have to quit your
Japan.
job. We're moving to Japan.
We're
You
moving
sent
to
me
Japan.
that you sent me that article, and like for every like 7,000 like hot Japanese porn stars, there's only one dude. So
Yeah.
we got to go do our patriotic duty. Support the Japanese and their efforts, and what kind of human would I be
I know,
if I
right?
did go
The
and
world needs saving.
lay pipe for America.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of America, did you see that they changed the maximum service enlistment age today
No.
from to 42?
Well, technically, they could call me back because I guess like when you're retired, you're still considered, part of, like if it's very rare, but like if you had some like crazy specialty or they needed some general or something like that, technically they can call you out of retirement.
Damn, that's crazy. And shit, Zach. Damn, tore patella quad, MPFL tendon. What did you
Yeah,
do?
dude.
Motorcycle accident?
Well, no, he says it's time to lose 200 pounds, so he's a big boy.
Yeah, but how did you tear all that?
Because
Oops,
if
sorry.
he's talking about losing 200 pounds, he's probably like three bills or 4 bills. You go to take a tumble and you're that big of a boy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to tear up some stuff in your knee and hip, and I mean probably all kinds of stuff.
Woo. Hope you're doing better, man. That
No, I
sounds
hope so, brother. I mean, I hope you get better. But yeah, no, if you need to, if you need to shed some pounds, yeah, he's right there walking trails at work. 375. That's a big boy right there.
yeah.
I hope you're like 7 foot or something like that. You know what I mean? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe a bunch of it's muscle and he tore it from working out. I don't know.
One of them big NFL linemen.
Yeah, yeah.
Those guys are.
Blumpkin, what up, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Morning, Mike. Oh, it's
Throw
six
some
three. So he is
shrimp on the
tall. He
bottom.
is.
Six
So,
three.
Blumpkin, me and Jeff might be moving into your time zone. Japan, you can buy a badass house. I'll show them to you here in a minute for like
Mm-hmm.
60K, like under 100K. You can buy some like 6 bedroom or 10 bedroom houses. So yeah, I might need to take out a loan against some of my crypto and buy myself a little Japanese abode.
Dude, it looks so sick.
Well, shit. Well, let's do this real quick. Let's go ahead and introduce the socials, and yeah, maybe we'll talk about some Japanese properties and some crypto. So, if you want to join the conversation with the Sack Nasty, our brother from down under, Blumpkin, or Black Ice, our resident park ranger, or Nick Dunn. I don't know much about Nick Dunn. He's a good dude, but I don't know much about him. But yeah, go ahead and come on over to YouTube to the node underscore channel and join the chat. And there you can find all of our shows. So the node with myself and David for 2 hours every morning, Monday through Friday. Crypto and Chill, which you're watching right now, Tuesday and Friday evenings at 5 p.m. Pacific. You can watch Jeff and his early picks and his airdrop hunting on the blockchain report Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right after DeFi Dawn at DeFi High. You got DeFi High right after the main node channel or show at 11 a.m. So you got 3.5 hours of entertainment, actually longer than that sometimes. So you got the node, then you got DeFi High. Sometimes you got the blockchain report, like all in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I just started Sovereign Soil with Drew over at Blockchain Basement. Still waiting to hear back from him on what days and times he wants to do that. But we're going to be talking about homesteading and emergency preparedness. So go bags and that kind of jazz. And then you got David for the daily market wrap up, and he's actually going to start doing that 1 p.m. Pacific because it's the end of markets. It's like about 4 p.m. On the East Coast. So
he's going to do right at market close.
Yeah, he wants to do it right at market close, so we can kind of bookend or the day. Have something in the morning, something in the evening, to kind of wrap up the markets. Then you got Jeff spinning tunes on Saturday Night Fever at 6 p.m. Got the Red Pill on Thursdays where we get hammered and argue with each other about stupid shit. So, welcome to join us there. And then you got Jay and Ellie that are gaming on Sundays. I need to add that. Sundays, I believe they said at 8 p.m. that they're going to start doing it. I'll have to check that out. And that would be Eastern, 8 p.m. So it'd be like 5 o'clock our time here in Pacific. But that's what we got going on. And and then of course you got the Node X account, and that's just at the Node channel, all one word. And then you got our badass official website that David's building out, where you can find all the links for the news that we talk about on the Node main show. You can find DeFi University if you want a no cost to you full course from beginner all the way to advanced DeFi strategies. But you can, if you know nothing about crypto, nothing about DeFi, it's a structured course that takes you from start to finish with quizzes and all kinds of stuff, and it's no cost to you. So if you want to learn, we have a paid private coaching one-on-one with David. I'm actually thinking about starting up some private coaching for emergency preparedness, to where if you kind of want to keep your prep private, we could do a live, just a one-on-one call, myself and the individual, and they can tell me what they got going on. They can tell me, what kind of what their plan is, if they're going to survive in place, if they're urban, if they're rural, what gear, they have, and I'll just give them an assessment, from my background, in emergency preparedness, the military, stuff like that, and help them with their preps. And then we got our AI newsletter, which right now you don't got to pay anything for. You can come here. It's going to be $20 a month, starting probably next week when David finishes out the website. But you can click on subscribe and just put in your email and stuff like that. Create a password so that you have an account, and you can use this for free right now. But it's our fully automated, crypto, traditional stocks and commodities newsletter. And you can choose what assets that you want your newsletter to be customized to, and then you can generate it. And it will give you trading ranges. It will give you liquidity pool ranges, lines of support and resistance to set your liquidity pool ranges. It will give you news, Twitter or X posts that have to do with your assets. Gives you all of it. I haven't seen anything like this out there. Something that is fully customizable, that and it has this amount of data, and it's only for $20 a month. And right now it's free. I can't say the F word. Damn it! No cost to you.
I haven't really seen many newsletters like that at all.
No,
they might just talk about the markets, or nothing that really gives you ranges or in-depth analysis on that.
I haven't. Let's see. Black Ice.
Yeah.
Oh, he's talking about his park ranger.
Well, Sack Nasty's a park ranger as well over in the Poconos.
Yeah, well, that's what he was saying. Walking trails. I'm like, how are you that big of a boy? You must be like solid muscle. Or
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's a freaking what 375 and 6'4". I mean
And Nick
that's
Dunn's a truck
tall.
driver.
Okay, okay, that's right. I knew Nick Dunn was a truck driver. I knew that. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to forget. So yeah. Anyway, that's what we got going on here at the Node, man. We got like it started out where it was just me and Jeff, and yeah, once we met David and Don, it was like game on. You know,
Mm-hmm.
freaking as soon as we decided to actually start a business, um, you know, like David's just been going to town with the, you know, with AI and stuff, building us out AI agents to run the company, to do the finance, to you know, look at our analytics and you know, advise us on how to grow the channel, and just so much cool stuff that he's building out.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. You got to start building something. Like me with the channel, and then you with your channel, and then we kind of met through other crypto channels, and then building our show and a following, and then meeting David and you collaborating with him, and then building that rapport. It just takes time, and showing that you're a respectable person in the space and trustworthy, and then finding each other's expertise and building something together. It's like, it's really
Dude,
awesome to see this.
honestly, that's the key. I mean, just in life, just be a good person, an honorable person. You know, keep your word, and dude, and put your ego aside. Because I mean that's
Yeah.
something that I'm always working on. You know, it's just the more humble you can be, you know, the more likable, and able to work with other people, and just just be a positive influence, and have integrity and honor. I mean, it's so rare these days. If you can find other people like that, dude, make them a part of your inner circle, because there's so few
Mhm.
people of honor left these days. All right, yeah,
Integrity
prestige,
and prestige.
prestige worldwide.
Why? Why? Why?
Why, why, why?
What's up, Uncle Tommy? Yeah, you
Jabroni.
too.
Oh yeah, Uncle Tommy. What's up? All right, cool. So let's actually, dude, just for shits and giggles, let's look at some of these places. So
Mm-hmm.
this one here is like about like 50, 60K. But this place is clean, dude. Like it doesn't need any freaking renovation. Like it's move-in ready for like 60K. I mean, freaking 2,300 square foot house. I mean, this is sick, dude. I could totally live here.
Oh man, that's beautiful. Oh,
Dude, that bathroom's badass.
what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, look at this place. That's for like 60K. I believe that's what it said. I had to Google it because I don't know the yen, freaking dollar exchange rate. Yeah, $63,000 is what this place costs. 10 million
Ooh,
yen is 63,000. Beautiful. Move in ready.
wow.
Done. And then this one's 94,000. But look at this, dude. It has like its own like garden with like stone sculptures and bonsai trees and shit. But yeah, check this place out, dude. Look at that. But this place is sick. And again, move in ready. Like, look at that. That is just, and this place has
Ooh.
two outbuildings. Yeah, look at that garden. You got the glassed in, hallway that looks out onto the garden. Just freaking gorgeous, dude. But yeah, check this out. There's a freaking couple outbuildings. They have
That's
like,
beautiful.
yeah, there's the garden. Yeah, here we go. But yeah, there's the entry. But this is one of the outbuildings. But dude, freaking turn this into a studio,
Mm-hmm.
like for the for the live streams and stuff like that. dude, look at that.
Oh,
And then that upstairs, this is upstairs from the one we just looked at down below.
yeah.
So there's this, and then there's this above. So like you could do like a sound studio like upstairs, maybe open this up and some bigger windows, and then down here do like an office. Just have like the admin office down here where people could be
Mhm.
working on content or doing accounting or whatever. And then like I said, upstairs do the sound studio.
Dude. How
That'd be
tall are
freaking.
like what's the height in that? I wonder.
It's I would say like this beam right here, judging by this trunk and stuff like that, I would guess it's probably like maybe 6 foot at its tallest.
Yeah, black guy, 60K won't get you a shed out here. No.
No, no, but I mean, look at this place, dude. And I already checked. Freaking Americans can buy real estate over there, and then there's this barn. So I mean, it's nothing. I mean, I would just use this as a shop, like put like a blacksmith.
That's
Like I've
huge.
been wanting to get into metallurgy. Freaking, I would love to learn how to make like Japanese swords. See if there's somebody that
Yeah.
would teach me and have my own forge. That'd be cool as shit, dude. But
Bumpkin said just gotta watch the really high tides. Oh,
I
I mean,
mean,
there's
obviously this place has been there for fucking ever. I mean, look at the age of this place.
wow. Damn, the
But
upstairs
yeah,
is
dude,
huge too. Fuck.
make that or make this, this upstairs, remodel it and make it a studio. Because it has the taller roofs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Turn
But
the other one into a sauna.
well,
There's
yeah, no, yeah, totally. You could do like a freaking dry sauna in there or something like that, and make this one, make the upstairs, the studio, and then make the
yeah.
downstairs. We'd have to remodel it, but make it an office or just make it a shop or
You could
something like that.
partition the upstairs and do
Yeah,
because it's space, you could do half and half and then just have the workshop downstairs. I mean, that's a lot of space in that.
but dude, this place, I mean, good
Done.
lord.
And yeah, grow a lot of flour up there. I don't know if I would do that in Japan. Ooh, that kitchen, that range is that
Oh,
gas or is
yeah. No, it's all gas, but dude, I mean, look at this place for 94K. I mean, if everybody wanted to do it, I'd freaking take out a loan on my freaking crypto to buy it. If everybody was like willing to make payments and stuff like that, to where I could freaking pay down my loan.
dude, yeah.
But
That's
dude, like 94K for that? What like
mhm.
what would that be? Like if I had to pay 5%, like say that I
Bumpkin
took
said
out a crypto
60K.
loan.
Blumpkin said 60K doesn't get a slab of concrete for a shed
I
over
know. That's what I'm
Aussie.
saying.
Oh, what's up with the
So
Japanese bear problem? I don't know.
what's that?
Japanese bear problem?
I mean, I live in the woods now. I mean, there's bears all over the place. They pretty much leave me alone.
Oh, there's an unprecedented number of encounters with bears, including deadly attacks. But where at? Usuri and Hokkaido. I guess that just depends on where it's at. Let's see. Yeah, Zach, so much room for activities.
Dude, we could totally do karate in the garage.
Totally, dude.
Dude, in that garage, we could like all of our like everybody we know could come over and do karate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a so I think the bear problem is in a different part. It's on a different island of Japan.
What's that?
The bear issue is in a different island of
Oh, on
Japan.
an island. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't imagine that it's anything too crazy. So it looks
No.
like on a if you were able to draw it out like 60 months, then it'd only be like $1,800 a month for
Ooh.
for 60 months. But $1,800, split between a couple of people, I mean that ain't shit, dude. I mean that's not even
No.
$500 a piece.
Yeah, definitely not Don. Maybe
Dude, Don, I'm
not
serious,
Florida.
dude. We might have to have a serious discussion. Like I don't know if you saw the pictures we just scrolled through, but yeah, this place is freaking 12 bedrooms, and it has like a shop outside. And like I said, I'd be willing to take out a loan on my crypto or on my cabin or something. If people wanted to do this and they're willing to pitch in on it, and so I can pay down the loan. But dude, $500 a month for that all day and twice on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, check that
I
out.
mean, it'd be hard to smoke tree over there. Because I know
Dude,
that
it's not that big of a deal. It's
no.
I mean, I wouldn't think so over there. And even if it is, whatever. It's not like I have to freaking.
Yeah.
But dude, I mean, look at this place. Look at that's just freaking gorgeous.
Ugh.
I mean, dude, all day. I could live here like freaking all year.
Yeah, does it come with Godzilla insurance?
Well, that's one thing that you got to, be aware of is, I mean, they do have earthquakes, but, judging by this place, I mean, it's been there
Oh,
for
those
a
things are
while.
built pretty sturdy. Yeah. I mean, look at the solid wood, man. Those
Dude,
pillars are fucking
this would be like a
thick.
$1 million house in some places or more.
Oh, with only like 3 bedrooms, maybe 4.
Dude, Don, they actually do have bourbon. The Japanese, there's a couple of bourbon brands over there that are supposed to be considered top shelf.
Ooh. Yeah, there's a big drinking culture.
But dude, this place is turnkey. And then Don,
Whoa.
check this out. This is like the gardener shack, like for the like for the gardener to use. But look at this. We could turn this into a dry sauna, dude. That
That's
would be
something.
sick. And then this third or this second outbuilding, like down the bottom could just be a shop. But look at the upstairs. We could freaking turn this into a sound studio for the show, dude. Just like clean it up, remodel it, keep these cool
Mhm.
old freaking tree trunks and stuff exposed.
Dude, that's so fucking sick.
Dude, and just and do a freaking like downstairs could be a gym. Actually, we could turn this into a gym, dude. Like have part of it a gym and part of it a shop, and then upstairs do a freaking sound studio and like a fucking whole like the node office.
No, they're
And
heavy into whiskey too.
Don, the reason what brought up this conversation is Jeff sent me a news article, and I feel it's our patriotic duty to help the Japanese. So I guess for every like 7,000 female porn stars in Japan, there's only one dude. It's a travesty, my guy. It's a travesty that must be corrected. We need to take our talents
They're in
overseas,
desperate
Don. Yes.
in desperate need.
Yeah, they were in desperate need of American assistance. I would be remiss if I
My passport's ready, man.
dude, I got a passport. I'm fucking in.
My passport's ready to be stamped, and I'm ready to stamp some Japanese.
Blumpkin is down in Australia. If Hey,
Yay!
Blumpkin, if you want to come up and you can come up and visit. We have extra rooms. All right, so a
Oh,
little bit of
man.
crypto talk. Sack Nasty. I don't do price predictions, but David, I trust what he says, and he's saying that 54K is the next level of support that we could go down to if we lose the levels that we've been at. Potentially, Not guaranteed, but could. The next level of support under that would be in the 30s. And of course, alts, it'd be freaking Armageddon if Bitcoin dipped to in the 50s and then in the 30s. There's a lot of projects that might just disappear. So
Mm.
that's the best I can give you, man. Is the current levels we're at, could hold. David seems pretty sure that we're going to go down into the 50s, and then with a slight chance of going into the 30s.
Yeah. Yeah. Also be fucking
Is that
toast,
why
man.
I get all the dating app ads for them girls? Could be, Don. It could be, man.
Don just bought the house.
All right,
All
Don.
right.
When are we leaving? When are we leaving? I'll happily freaking pay help pay down freaking whatever.
Oh,
Like I
dude.
said, man,
Yep.
for a 60-month loan on that at 5%, you're looking at $1,800. So like I said, what is that, like $400 a month per person? If Jeff, David, me, and Don went over there, it'd be like $400 a month each, all day,
Bro,
dude. I'll live off sushi and freaking Japanese bourbon. that's that's
right.
done.
Oh, man. Dude.
Hey, what's up, Ellie? So and then, dude, we can supplement our income being male porn stars in Japan.
Yes. Oh, I wonder. Oh, what do adult entertainers get paid in Japan? I wonder.
You know what? I'll do it. For charity. I'll do it for charity.
For charity.
Yeah, like I said,
Your patriotic duty.
hey, if I see people in need, I just feel I need to help.
Okay, so what's 30 to 50,000 yen per shoot for beginners? What is that?
Let's see. What is 30,000 yen in dollars?
Oh, 190 bucks at the lowest.
There you go. One a week. You do one a week and it pays your rent.
Yeah, 50,000 yen is $315. And then if you're mid-tier or exclusive contract, you get 200 to 800,000 per video. Damn.
Dude, we can go over there, be male Japanese porn stars, and freaking basically get a free house. We can use it to pay off the house. I just found a life hack, dude. I just found a
Fuck.
life hack. You're welcome to everyone out there listening. You can move to Japan, be a male porn star. They have for every 7,000 female porn stars, there's only one male. They're in desperate need. It's time to step up and do your duty. Move to
Mhm.
Japan, buy a house for 94K, $1,800 a month. You do one a week, and you pay. It pays it for your house. Get a job online to pay for your food and utilities and stuff. I don't want to hear any guy talking about how he can't live a great life, that he can't make enough money. We just gave you a life hack.
Okay, so for male actors, the average is about 200 to 600,000 yen, which is anywhere from 12 almost 1,300 bucks to 3,700 bucks. So,
You know what? I would think that I would at least be mid tier. I think I
yeah.
could pull
Yeah.
mid tier, fees.
Being an American, for sure, dude. For
Well,
sure.
yeah, yeah. So no,
And
but Ellie, we apologize. We're disgusting men. We're talking about. Well, we're halfway joking, but there's these badass houses in Japan for like $94,000 for for freaking 12 bedrooms
be
that
right
are
back.
beautiful, move in ready. And then, of course, Jeff sent me a news article where I guess Japan is hurting for male porn stars. And so basically, we can go over there and make enough money to pay off the house and be male porn stars, and and then have the node and talk about crypto during the day. So yeah, no, it friggin' we just found a life hack. I don't know. I'm thinking it sounds pretty good. Maybe we can get a burnt peanut to come over and move in too, and we can do some gaming streams with burnt peanut. Ellie, she wants to come along and catch all the Pokemon. I mean, you can come visit. I mean, with freaking 12 bedrooms, freaking Jay. You know what? I'll bet you Jay would go do this with us.
Yeah.
Dude, he's retired too. He's thought about moving up here. It's like if everybody just put like a tiny house here on this property for like 15K or 20K, and then we got a place in Japan, and then Don has a place in Florida. Not to volunteer his place, but freaking, we'd have all of our bases covered, man.
You call it the node Plower Rangers.
The Plower Rangers? I like it. I like it.
Oh, man. Oh, show the ceiling of the studio.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I'll pull it up real quick. Yeah, dude, that garden. I would love to go out there and put in a koi pond and then like put up a fence, like a bamboo fence around it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Put like a hot tub out there. Oh, hell yeah, dude. All day long.
I wonder what kind of regulations they have for doing that work. Like what you have to go through if there's like
valid
kind of permits or
valid. That's valid. But yeah, dude, look at this place. It's freaking beautiful with all the hardwood, all the freaking wood. But yeah, let me find so here's the kitchen. Nothing crazy, but we could add some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
like
handy
moving
as shit.
island or something.
Well, I'm handy as shit. So I mean, I could freaking throw in some like really cool like wood countertops to like to add to this to give some more countertop space.
Oh, Wispy. Jeff, show those nips.
What's that?
Wispy said, Jeff, show those nips.
Oh, show those nips.
You got to pay extra for that.
You know what? You know what? From now on, that shit's a premium. If we're gonna be Japanese porn stars, you better be ready to pay that mid-tier freaking nip prices. All this ain't free. All this ain't free. So yeah, dude, check this out. The hallways. Oh, dude, this is just sick. That's the entryway.
Yeah, Don, paying sats.
Yeah, check it out. Here it is. So, like, this is the upstairs of like where we were talking about remodeling into a studio. Clean all this up, leave these beams exposed, and do a sound studio. Put like put all like windows. Put like giant windows on this side that look out over the garden.
Dude,
that would be sick, dude. I could do that. I could get this done in probably a week. Get this cleaned up, get it ready. Like frame part of it in and close part of it in for a sound studio, and then widen this out and put some bigger windows in. Yeah, I could do that. I could easily do that in a week, and then do this as a like I said, a gym and a shop.
Yeah,
all day, dude. Have a heavy bag. Have some weights, a treadmill.
What's up with the POT restrictions? Oh, I mean, I just know it's not legal out there. I don't know what the.
Oh, let me ask AI. Let's see what's the punishment if you got caught. What would they do to you? Is marijuana legal in the Japans?
Mary Juana? Juana Mary? Juana Mary?
Mary's Juana. No, it is not. It has maintained some of the strictest cannabis laws in the world. Recreational use, possession, cultivation, sale, import, export, and transfer of marijuana or THC containing cannabis is illegal. What are the possession, use, or transfer up to 7 years in prison?
Ooh.
Cultivation, 10 years. Even small amounts can lead to arrest and detention, up to 23 days. Public shaming and they can public shame you. Some people might be into that.
Hey, like Whiskey said, they spank you.
Oh man, I might need to get
7
caught with a little
lashes.
bit of cannabis.
Ooh, shit. Just a little bit though, because
Just a little
as
bit,
long
just for a minute, just to see how it feels. Um, okay, so it looks like they're starting to talk about medical cannabis. All right, whatever. Yeah, you know what? You're not gonna find a perfect place. I mean, you got hot
no.
Japanese women that they're gonna pay to have sex with you, and badass affordable housing. You can't have everything, man.
Good food, man. I mean, amazing food.
Oh, dude, like Japanese wagyu beef and freaking sushi, and yeah, we seriously need to discuss it. I mean, like I said, I would seriously consider taking out a loan on my crypto or my cabin to make something like this happen. If everybody was down to do it, because I mean, obviously we can do the show remote. If Jay's retired and Don's retired, and freaking David, pretty much is self-employed, works online, and then if you can work remotely, dude. If we have 4 or 5 dudes, living in the same house, friggin', you'd have people to work out with. You'd have people to freaking, we could, barbecue and freaking, yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, this is a no-brainer, man.
Yeah, what's the time? The time over there, right? No.
The problem with Florida, Don, is freaking the housing is a lot more expensive, and there isn't hot
Yeah.
Japanese women that are going to pay me to have sex with them. There's a serious flaw in Florida.
Okay,
Well,
so it's morning time.
dude, I mean, what about a wagyu tomahawk? They have that Japanese wagyu beef over there. What about a
Ooh.
fucking wagyu freaking tomahawk?
Oh.
Huh? Huh?
Oh man.
Don,
Done.
Don, and yeah, and not to mention, I mean, shit,
Ooh.
just having that asset, having a house in Japan, and with all the crypto, all the crypto conventions that are over in like Taiwan and Hong Kong, and just that area over there, how big crypto is over
Mhm.
there. That would be that would be huge.
Oh
Plus
yeah.
the international time line is just east of there. So basically we'd be the beginning of the new day. So as far as markets go.
Yeah. Yes. So it's 9:40 a.m. there now. So
Yeah,
what is that? 12.
but it's tomorrow, isn't it?
So 16 hours ahead of us right now? Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Or crypto and chill would be in the morning. So we get and red pill in the morning. So yeah, we'd have a morning red pill and then we get drunk and day drink.
Oh, dude, we could get
Oh,
drunk off sake. We could get drunk off of that Japanese bourbon.
oh shit. Oof.
But yeah, dude, I don't know.
Ooh.
In my head, this is a no brainer.
Oh man, that yeah. Yeah. Japanese women are looking for American men, even if we did adult films or not. Shit.
Oh, yeah, I'm halfway joking about that. Friggin', I threw your screen up so we can talk about some crypto.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm halfway joking about that. I mean, I'm all for finding some hot Japanese girlfriends, but I doubt I would be, do Japanese porn. But
Yeah.
I'd be all for friggin' having a hot Japanese girlfriend.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. And living in Japan,
Oh,
I
dude,
could do that.
I could live off freaking Japanese food like forever. I mean, between the beef over there and the fish and everything. Yeah, no shortage
Gosh.
of good times.
New show on the
New
node.
show on the node. We could have the node OnlyFans.
The Node OF. Node OF. Oh man. Oh god.
Well,
So I was hearing you
what do
guys
you got
talk
for
about
crypto?
Tether earlier. Tether not being audited, right? And this came out this morning. So they signed. I don't know if you guys came across this.
We covered it. They
Okay.
hired one of the top 4 auditing firms to basically
Yeah.
go through their accounting and supposedly show that they're fully backed. So me and
I
David were
think you're
talking
gonna
about
have
this.
to.
Well, they do. One, to be in compliance with U.S. regulations, the Stablecoin Act, because it has to be backed for every USDT in circulation. There has to be a US dollar or US dollar equivalent to back it. And the problem is, Tether even admits that they have different assets. So they have some Bitcoin, they have gold, they have U.S. Treasuries, they have debt. So they hold I think it's corporate debt or private debt or something like that, which wouldn't be considered compliant. So they would need to sell that and buy more U.S. Treasuries or have more U.S. dollars in in an account or something like that. So yeah, I mean this is going to be big. USDT actually got removed from Binance in the UK and other European nations because of they weren't compliant with their regulations.
Oh. Yeah.
USDC has actually, when it comes to, I think it's volume, has actually surpassed USDT. There's a larger market cap with USDT, but USDC is gaining a lot of ground in the amount of usage that is being seen.
What do you think that's due to? Just Circle expansion, or like Coinbase being, a big proponent of USDC?
I think it's USDC has positioned themselves. They're always right there ready to meet with regulators in Washington D.C. They've done a great job, with as far as if there's going to be lobbyists and special interest groups, they've done a great job working with Coinbase and their joint efforts, to for reasonable legislation. They also have a deal with Coinbase. USDC does. So
Yeah.
Per that agreement, you can onboard your fiat into USDC on Coinbase for free with no fees. You can transfer it off of Coinbase into a wallet, into DeFi, whatever, with no fees, because of the deal that Coinbase has with Circle, the minter of USDC. They're just making all the right moves.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet they saw the issue with Tether and all the FUD that's been going on over the years and found a better way to position themselves and take advantage of it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, and talking about projects that
good.
been compromised. So far this year, there's 11 projects that have been shut down this year and 15 hacks. So we got
Yeah.
Polynomial, Slingshot, Zero Len, Prism, Nifty Gateway, Milky Way, Parsec, Step, Data Haven, Tally, and Balancer. So Balancer's not shutting down, but they announced yesterday or today their next chapter. So they have two proposals that are trying
I
to
thought they were
reshape.
going through some kind of restructuring or something like that.
Yeah, and that's what it is. They
That's
have
the
two
old
governance proposals.
well, out of that list. This is the only one that I've ever heard of is Balancer.
Oh yeah, no, I've used Polynomial, Slingshot, Zero Lend. I've been on Prism, Milky Way's a Cosmos ecosystem.
Oh, okay.
The Cosmos ecosystem's just been fucking demolished.
Well, that was the one that on October 10th that depegged, or not depegged, but basically went to like 1 cent or something like that. It
The
almost
Atom
went to
token.
zero. Yeah, the Atom token.
Yeah,
That was, yeah, no bueno.
no, I don't know Step Finance. Oh, this is on Solana, I guess. Yeah. Data Haven they didn't even launch a token. They were just in their testnet phase and decided not to launch. And then Tally, like a VC type firm. And Tally been around for like 5 years, I think.
Hey, Mr.
Then
Tallyman, tally me banana.
banana.
Daylight
Oh man,
come and we won't
I
go
have to watch
home.
Beetlejuice now, man.
Right? Said it, you said it, you said it.
Yeah, and oh man, there was a list that I saw of the protocol hacks, and only a few actually recovered some funds. And I don't remember which ones, but dude, that's why it's important to be in solid, reputable projects. I mean, even Aerodrome, when they got compromised, they were able to claw back some funds, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it was, but it was they
Well,
had a whole
they
press
they
release
made they my understanding is they pretty much made everybody whole. Aerodrome did a really good job when there was that exploit, their URL exploit.
Yeah.
Basically, the URL exploit. Somebody hijacked the URL so that whenever people went to what they thought was the website but was a clone and connected their wallet, and they were able to identify it and stop it relatively quickly. And then anybody that was affected that could show that they were affected with on-chain data obviously um, they, they paid them back what they lost. So that
Do you remember
was
when that was? It
it
was
was the
last
end of
year, right?
last year, I believe.
Yeah, I mean everything was going down, but still, you didn't have any flash crash of the Arrow token.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still been holding pretty good. I mean, David said he thinks 10 going down into the teens, under 20%?
He says if Bitcoin ends up losing the support where it's at now, and if it goes down into the 50s or the 30s, then he says all alts, which is most likely the case. There might be a few exceptions, but for the most part, everything moves with Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin loses 20K or freaking 30K of value, then 50%. Then alts, might lose another 80-90%.
Yeah, and we got April 9th right here.
Yeah.
Is the day. Let's see, vertical line. So this is the day where your flight school ends. If you're in flight school, right here. So you don't have much time left if you want to get in that. And you said you got 16% on the last one?
Yeah, it was around after the dust settled, I ended up getting about 16%. And it's still great. I mean, it's an instant, free 16%, but yeah, I missed that first lock that I did where it was over 50%. because I locked 5,100 and got 2,600 tokens, and it's all dependent on what happens with the price of Arrow. I do not run out and grab Arrow. It's my largest bag, but I'm a degen, so don't do what I do. But if Arrow does anything respectable, I mean, if it goes to $5, $10, I mean, it's already been to $2.20. If it goes to $5 or $10, dude, I'll be sitting pretty. I have quite a bit of Arrow. In fact, let me see.
You're locked up until what? 2028.
Well, yeah, and I'm gonna I'll probably keep my Arrow Max locked, and just peel off, the yield each week.
Yeah.
Especially if it goes up in value, because 20,000 times, let's say it goes to $5. Nice. So if I can earn off of the Arrow that I have, if I can earn an average of 20%, which is what it's been doing. It's been up in around 30, 34% before, but right now it's around 20%. Then I could earn about 20,000 just off my Arrow. I could earn about $20,000 a year off of that. So
shit.
So 20,000 divided by 12, looking at about 1,700 bucks a month of free money.
Dude,
that's killer. That'd pay for the Japan house.
I'd get it right there, just one asset.
Yeah, bringing, just my Arrow would pay for my Japan house.
You see how great that is, man? Just letting your money work for you instead of having it.
But that's if Arrow just as easily could go to zero. There could be. I don't see it happening, but it's a possibility. Arrow has a lot going on for it, but
and that's why you want to be diversified, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Into solid projects that, because we're still moving from that speculative market into actual utility, but we're starting to see things more clear. I mean, even for myself, a lot of the projects that I was farming before, I'm just like, earlier today I was going through my Discords and stuff, seeing projects that I was farming and looking at announcements and seeing projects if they have any updates, and if they haven't had any in a while, I get rid of them. So weeding out the shit and narrowing my focus and like, okay, what's gonna
the wheat from the chaff.
It's and that's important because one, it'll save me time on going through projects to farm, because if they're not going to be doing shit, then I'm not going to bother. But yeah, and I want to figure out what's going to be the solid, like the heavy hitters going forward, or the future. Like the Googles. Yahoo was great, but Google, although they had a investment from a CIA venture firm, they had a leg up. So, but if you can find those, and
so just to give an update on what I hold, this is my holdings in order. Aerodrome's my biggest bag, then Ethereum, then Canton Network, then Chainlink, Constellation DAG, Bitcoin. I still have a little bit of Casper, Kita, Morpho, Ondo. I still have all my Plume. I have some Solana, and some USDC, because I've been building up some dry powder, because if Bitcoin does go down into the 50s or the 30s or something, I want to have a chunk of change that I can throw at some Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's Canton. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Shaw is coming back on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Shaw,
and you got Dagnum too.
Dagnum next week. Dagnum is coming on next week from Constellation DAG, and He's the guy has a lot of really good alpha. He's very involved in crypto and the community and the ecosystem. So yeah, he's not one of the hype, one of the ones that run around just hyping things. It seems like usually his posts are backed by data. They're backed by uh, he's really good at not yeah, I don't know how else to put it. He's basically he doesn't hype everything up. He very very fact based, very logical.
Yep. Yeah. And he breaks stuff down really well. A lot
Yeah,
of topics that have been going on. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
We won't hold this Wispy. We won't hold this against him. I he is very bullish on Cardano. We won't hold that against him,
Where is Cardano at? Fuck.
dude. I it could come back, but I never understood the fascination that some people have with Cardano. Yeah, it even if the tech is great, it's that Charles Hodgkinson or whatever, freaking, he's held that project back. I'm sorry, but he's the
Yeah.
reason that there isn't really any like stable coins are just starting to become a thing on Cardano. There's no DeFi to speak of, no real DeFi. There's MinSwap. Sounds like a grinder app or something like that. But like a gay swingers app or something. But I don't get it. There's just nothing going on with it, and there's nothing really in the tokenomics besides staking that if it was generating revenue that could make its way to token holders. I
Oh,
don't see what the big deal is.
damn. I didn't realize Tau made another jump up the past couple days. Holy shit.
Tau is a good project.
We're at 337. I mean, it was the beginning of the month, under $200.
Yeah. Deadwood, same here. Plume. I still have every single one of my Plume tokens, and it's my swing for the fences. If with what they're building for RWAs, that whole ecosystem with Nest and all that, they if Plume does take off, it's going to take off in a big way, and I want to be there for that. Like I said, it's my DGen play though, but yeah, if it does anything even remotely decent, I'll be sitting very pretty on that one. My average entry on that is like about 3 cents,
And you're
and it's sitting
still
at about 1 cent right now.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Enough shit talking ADA. Let's talk about XRP.
Well, I can go on forever about XRP. I don't know why my freaking
And Pole. No, Pole is the
Matic.
the Matic, yeah, the Polygon
The
token.
new Matic token.
And they were talking about changing the Pole token again because it was
What?
because it's not being received very well, the whole change. So
I had a little bit of Matic, and when I heard that they were doing this whole migrating over to the new token and all that, I just sold it.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, what was David saying about the 2029 about the cycle in September?
He was saying that would be the so October of this year would be the bottom of the bear, and then the date that you're talking about, I think it was September of 2029, would be the top of the next bull, based off of that post that he found where the guy he posted it like years ago, and basically called the date of the bottoms and the tops.
Oh, yeah, because technically the bear market started in October last year. That's when they said
So,
that.
oh yeah. So I
Uh,
made money on XRP because I was buying it during the last bear market. I think my average entry was like 32 cents or 33 cents. And but when it hit $2, I had, what was it, 40,000? I had 40,000 XRP, and I sold all my XRP. I sold all my H bar. I sold all my XLM, all those ISO tokens. That was what my whole portfolio was. So as soon as all of those started to take off, I sold them all. And that's when I got into DeFi and started, investing in Aerodrome and, Canton Network and Ethereum and Bitcoin and, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of when I got serious, was, when I made my money off of that.
dude, yeah. Yeah, I was saying my birthday's on September 4th, so that would be a great present to sell at the top. And just,
Dude,
I'm out.
if,
I'll see you guys in a
if,
couple
if
years.
if my portfolio like ever gets to where I hit my targets, of a couple hundred grand, I'll be out into stables and just using DeFi to earn, and then the
Yeah.
earnings I'll use to build a new DeFi portfolio in good strong projects.
Hmm.
It's, but for the most part, I want to have a good solid treasury of a couple hundred grand of stables that I just make 10-20% on.
Dude, that would be killer. I mean, you could live like a king in Japan with that.
Yeah.
Shit. Make you had a couple hundred, 300 grand, make 20 to 30K a year. Just,
Oh, dude. I mean, that's just making 10%.
yeah.
I mean, add that to my military retirement, freaking
Yeah.
the other income, and stuff like that, the business
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, be sitting pretty. And then of course, with that money, build a new portfolio, and that have other assets that pay dividends or yield, invest in stocks that have dividends.
Yeah. Yeah, Joseph, we need a win. Seems like no one has our backs. I mean, it's
Dude, I've just resigned myself to the realization that if we don't, we got to be self sovereign. We got to start separating ourselves from the system. Do what David did and debank. You know, look for opportunities, and we were halfway joking with the Japan thing. I mean, I'm all for buying a place there, and and all that. I'm not joking about that. We were joking about the porn stuff, kind of. It's like, but
yeah.
yeah, notice I slid a kind of in there. But yeah, it's you got to figure out a way to remove yourself from the hamster wheel that governments have put us on, where all we are is just revenue generating taxpayers, where we fines and fees and licenses and taxes, and you know the the secret to life is finding the shortest path to getting off the hamster wheel. That
Hmm.
100%. If anybody was to ask me what the secret to life is and true happiness, is figure out the shortest path and work your ass off to get there. Just find out, what that is for you, and chart the shortest course, and do everything from the time your head leaves the pillow to till it hits the pillow. Everything that you do should be a conscious effort to get you to that place. For me, it was the military. Once I decided that I was going to retire from the military, I was like, what is the day that I have 20 active duty years in service to where I can get my retirement and be done with this. And literally the day I had 20 years, I I put in my notice, well ahead of time. They knew I was going. I went through all the, the interviews and where they wanted me to stay and all that. I'm like, no, 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 no. I the day I have 20 years of active service and I'm eligible for my retirement, I am gone. So I retired at 40 years old. But that was my plan. You know, everyone out there listening, you need to figure out what your plan is. And again, whatever it is you want out of life, if it's a cabin in the woods like I did, if you want to have a boat in the Caribbean, if you want to just have a, small house, in some, city you grew up in, or if if you want to have a tiny house on a piece of property, whatever it is, if you want to live abroad, if you want to buy a place in Japan and be a male, Japanese porn star, you know what? Might not be a bad life, but you have to decide what you want.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Oh, man, we got a decent amount of people on Twitter.
Oh yeah. No, Don. Yeah, I mean Don figured it out. Don shared on DeFi High the other day. There was one point where he was living in his car, pretty much homeless, and he started a business, built the business up, and got it to a point to where he's quasi retired. And now he has fuck you money. If it's not fun, he's out. That's the way I am. I'm not a millionaire or anything like that, but I got fuck you money. The only things that I do in life are things that I want to do. If I don't want to do it, I don't do it. I don't have to go to a job. All this stuff that we do for the show, all these shows that we do, and the website that we're building, and the business we're building. So far, we've made it's been freaking what was it? Cash flow negative is what David calls it. It costs us money, but we do it because we love it, and we're building it to where it's going to make us money. But Don has the flexibility to where he can do DeFi High and help us grow this thing. I'm retired, so I have the flexibility. Jeff, he works from home a lot, and so he's able to help out. David, he's self-employed. He makes his living off of DeFi. I don't know what better testament that to listen to somebody when it comes to DeFi than they make a very good living. I'm not going to say how much he makes because that's his business, but he's able to live a very comfortable life off of what he earns in DeFi. There's a lot of DeFi influencers out there, and myself included. It's like I don't make enough in DeFi to where if I didn't have my retirement that I could live out here. I'm still learning. But yeah, David is one of the very few and the only one I know of that 100% lives off his DeFi income. So if you're going to listen to somebody, when it comes to something, if you ever want to learn like military tactics and stuff, I'm your guy. But if you want to learn DeFi, David's your guy. If you want to learn airdrops, Jeff's your guy. If you want to, some advice about small business and DeFi, Don, he's kind of joked about starting up a service like David has for DeFi, and I've joked about doing it for emergency prep and homesteading. But yeah, find a mentor. Whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to, be able to live off your DeFi income, David's a great mentor, and he has a service that he can fast track you to get you there. He's about to do it with Ellie. He's going to be contacting Ellie and having her on the show, and he's gonna actually start putting her through exactly what he does with his paid service. His DeFi service that we offer on the Node.pro. He's gonna basically for free take her through that, and because she's self-admittedly isn't like super knowledgeable about crypto or DeFi or any of it, and he's going to take her through the course and get her up to speed to where he's saying that where he's taken, I think he said 300 or coming up on 400 people that he's taken through his course and are successful, highly successful, DeFi, DeFi investors.
God, that's great. That's fantastic. Yeah, showing people, because I know I do a lot better by seeing and going through the steps instead of just reading something or hearing it.
Yeah.
Be hands on.
No, I mean, we really are. I mean, what you see on the show is who we are. This isn't, I know as far as, for me, and I know for Jeff, because I've met Jeff in person, and he came up here and visited, and this is who we actually are. These aren't personalities for the show. This is 100% genuine how we talk to each other when the camera's off. You're not going to find more real people in crypto, and I guarantee you're not going to find people with more integrity, because we're honest about everything. If we do something and we lost money, we're going to tell you. If we feel like something is high risk, even if I have a bag of it, I'm going to tell you. Plume. Plume is a long shot. I got a bag of it. I'm not going to tell you to run out and buy a bag of it, though, because it really is a long shot. If somebody is new to crypto, I'm going to tell them buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, and if you want a couple of riskier plays, then I could name a couple. Aerodrome being one of them. Canton being another one. But I think very solid, risky plays. But I would use a small amount of your portfolio in those. Most of your portfolio, if you're just getting started, should probably just be Bitcoin and Ethereum. You don't need to over sexy it. It's really that simple.
Yeah, the less clutter, the better, man. Because then when you do go to shift stuff around, it's a lot easier to manage. You don't have a million tokens that are a few dollars here, $5 there, and it just saves a lot, man. It saves a lot.
Well, and it makes your DeFi easier too. With Bitcoin, you can borrow against it. Low loan to value. Maybe 20%, 30% or something like that. So you don't have to worry about getting liquidated if you end up taking the loan out when Bitcoin's at an all-time high, and for some reason, I'd take it out when it was at an all-time low. So that if it goes up, it works in your favor. Because the way that most DeFi loans work is like, say that you borrow 1 Bitcoin, you can short and long the market in a loan. So if you borrow 1 Bitcoin, you just have to pay back 1 Bitcoin. So you definitely wouldn't want to take out.
You wouldn't want to take it out right now.
You wouldn't want to take it out at the bottom, because if you take out a loan of 1 Bitcoin at the bottom and say it's 30,000 just for a number, and then it goes up, then you still have to pay back 1 Bitcoin. So if it goes up to $100,000, that works against you. But you can short the market, and that works. You can take out a loan at 100K, for 1 Bitcoin, and then when it goes down to 30K, you only have to pay back 1 Bitcoin, but that 1 Bitcoin is only 30K. So it works when it's shorting the market, but not necessarily longing the market. Sorry, misspoke. That's why we got David. He's the subject matter expert. I'm the translator. I'm the one that whenever he says the the multi-syllable words and the smart stuff, I try to dumb it down.
You're right. It's Bitcoin. ETH falls off after that. Yeah, bringing sexy back to DeFi.
We're trying, Don. We're trying. If we can all move to Japan, then we can definitely bring the sexy back to DeFi.
Yeah, dude.
But well, dude, like I said, with that house, with those outbuildings, freaking have a sauna and a gym, and I mean, we could have like our own little DeFi compound, and we could even just, I mean, with 12 rooms, we could just turn any one of them into a freaking sound studio.
Dude, let's go. Japan,
All
here we
right.
come.
Well, I'm thinking I'm going to go and make me some dinner. I think I might make myself a lasagna.
Ooh, some lasagna.
I'm all about some lasagna.
Some homemade lasagna.
It's true. It's true. Well, we appreciate you all for tuning in. We got quite a few people watching, for a Tuesday evening. We got, looks like about 50 people over, live on the different streams. But we appreciate you for stopping by and hanging out with us while we talked about Japanese porn and buying real estate in Japan and being degens and crypto. So let's see.
And for those of you on Twitter, make sure you follow us at the node_channel on YouTube, so that way you can get in the chat, interact with everyone. Great group of people, and you can see all the other shows that are happening throughout the week. I said the main show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific. And then right after that is DeFi High with DeFi Don, 11 a.m. to 11:30. And then Monday, Wednesday, Thursday are my segments from 11:30. They're usually about like 15, 20-minute videos on early projects. And then, David's daily market wrap up at 1 p.m. We're doing music, a music channel too. Mike's got a Sovereign Soil coming up.
And if all goes well, we're going to have an OnlyFans.
And then, the Node D OnlyFans.
Yes.
The Node D Only, and the gaming and chill. We got everything you can think of.
The Node
for your entertainment, viewing, and education. So a lot you can find here, and all the links right here for our Discord. It's all at no cost to you. So check it out. Get in there and join an awesome community. Bada boom, bada bing.
Sounds good, brother. Well, we'll see you all tomorrow, 0900 Pacific time, noon Eastern, and for the node. And after that, DeFi Don, DeFi High. And after that, we'll have Jeff. We will have an interview tomorrow. One of the people that frequents our chat knows David, and he's going to be on. And we're going to be talking about DeFi protocols. Some of the more reputable, better DeFi protocols to be using right now. And we're just going to go through, and David and him are going to, we'll do the news and everything, of course, but we're just going to talk about, a bunch of different DeFi protocols and how to use them to maximize your, yield earning. So join us tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. And until next time, Fashion Crypto out.
Peace out.